The man discovered that his wife, who was in a vegetative state, had bruises all over her body. He immediately invited a family doctor to conduct a comprehensive examination of his wife. The doctor told him that these bruises were caused by intentional abuse. The clues immediately pointed to the nanny who took care of his wife closely. To his surprise, the scheming nanny had been abusing his wife for 3 years. It turned out that a car accident 3 years ago had left the CEO's wife in a vegetative state. In order to take care of his wife's daily life conveniently, the CEO hired a nanny. The nanny had been taking care of his wife closely for 3 years, and every year the CEO would give this nanny a bonus of $200,000, hoping that she could take good care of his wife wholeheartedly. However, this seemingly harmless nanny revealed her true colors the moment the man left. She not only abused and insulted the CEO's wife but also secretly wore the precious jewelry of the CEO's wife to dress herself up as a wealthy person. Moreover, the scheming nanny had secretly brought her family members to the CEO's house 3 years ago. When the CEO was at home, they would hide in the basement like mice. Once the CEO left, they would swagger around in the villa, enjoying the luxurious life that didn't belong to them like parasites. The scheming nanny pretended to be a rich woman and dated a young and handsome boyfriend. They thought that no one would discover their secret. Little did they know that the wife in a vegetative state was actually conscious all the time, and she knew everything that had happened in these 3 years. However, the ambitions of the scheming nanny went far beyond that. As time went by, she not only wanted the wealth of the CEO's wife but also began to deliberately seduce the CEO, fantasizing about taking the place of the CEO's wife. However, the CEO had never given her a second glance. The person he loved in his heart was always his wife, who was lying in bed in a vegetative state. But the CEO was busy with his work and couldn't stay by his wife's side all the time. This gave the scheming nanny the opportunity to secretly abuse the CEO's wife. Seeing how much the CEO loved his wife, the scheming nanny felt jealous. This made her mind become twisted, and she thought that the wife in a vegetative state had stolen everything that belonged to her. So she abused the CEO's wife even more frantically. Then she picked up the CEO's coat and fantasized about having an affair with the CEO. Soon the nanny woke up from her fantasy, but suddenly she saw that patches of red rashes had somehow appeared on the CEO's wife's body. The evil nanny knew that if the CEO found out about the red rashes on his wife's body, she would definitely be fired. The evil nanny suddenly became scared, so she quickly went to the basement and asked her parents to help her come up with a solution. The vicious mother quickly realized that these were just ordinary red rashes and then told the scheming nanny a way to get rid of them. Soon the nanny brought a bowl of mud mixed with boy's urine and quickly applied it to the wife's body. At this moment, the CEO suddenly called and asked the nanny to sign for the gift he had bought for his wife. After the scheming nanny left, the CEO's wife, who had been stimulated, miraculously woke up.